Time for us to get into another conversation. Now, this one borders more on decisions that we make really as individuals in how we want to live. A lot of the times we go and build along, areas where there are potential challenges like, flood-prone areas, waterlogged areas, and so on. And then when the worst comes, it becomes a problem for everybody because now government has to, finance NADMO to come and support and so on and so forth. There's some challenges in the Keta area, and we want to speak with the assemblyman and find out what exactly they're experiencing. Honorable Amenyo Kwashiga, assembly member for the Kejikope Assembly, is on the line with us. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you very much.
All right, now, can you describe to us what the challenge is now in the Kejikope municipal district?
Okay, thank you very much. Kejikope is one of the areas in the Keta municipality. And we have flooding issues along the lagoon. Recently, about 3 years in line, the roots have been submerged in the lagoon. And then the major cause of this is one, the climate change in general. About 3 years ago, actually, when the flood hit Keta, it affected most of the water running into the lagoon too. And so the lagoon has risen higher than the road. And since that time, the lagoon has still been in the road, and I don't know how it's managed to be, but it has entered people's bedroom, and students have been wear slippers to school, in and out, moving up and down through the water, morning, afternoon, evening. And it's a disturbing situation for us here in Keta.
Okay, you made reference to the potential causes. You mentioned climate change. Was there another one we missed?
Yeah, the way people are equally building in the waterways.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the grading of the road. You see the road that is separating the lagoon and the community.
Yes.
And day in, day out, or I say day in, day out, they do grade the road.
Okay.
And then the grading of the road, they don't add any laterite or any other material. By grading it has slowly reduced the height of the road. And then, so that is one of the challenges we equally have.
Okay, but as an assembly member, what is some of the things the assembly is doing? Of course, you can't do anything about climate change, but what can you do about things like the haphazard building in waterways, as well as the grading of the road? What's the assembly doing?
Okay, the grading of the road is usually done by the assembly. But then the way out now is the way people build indiscriminately everywhere, without plan, without taking permits. They build in the waterway, they block the gutters, and all those are challenges now. And then assembly is finding its best way to see how the constructed, because this was then the total of person is done. And in the same way it is today. We have tried our best, not the government of the government, to see solution to this, but we have not gotten any results yet. Only training, then situation, touch the heart of government to come and send the decision and construct the road for the people of Kejikope and Keta as a whole.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us this morning.
Thank you.
We'll be speaking with an assembly member of Kejikope, Amenyo Kwashiga, and he's just giving us a sense of what it is that has been causing this flooding situation. So he mentioned climate change, which is global.
Yeah.
Okay. But then there's issues of
road grading.
Yes, rampant, indiscriminate sighting of buildings anywhere, waterways, whatever,
Yeah.
just build anywhere, blocking gutters. See, so the thing about that particular one that he mentioned is that water, they live in a low-lying area at sea level, right? Between the lagoon and the sea. The water is always trying to go to its lowest level, which is the sea, right? So if you block the water from heading to the
sea, it's obviously going to
it's going to
land.
find another way.
True.
Right? And that's in your bedroom, in your kitchen, in your bathroom. That's where it's going to go. Do you get it? And so I feel like the district assembly, the municipality, needs to do more in terms of sorting out this indiscipline of building anywhere you feel like building. Right? And then the other issue he mentioned was the grading of the road. So he said something interesting. You don't put anything extra on the road to grade the road. They grade the road as it is, which reduces the level and the height of the road. Okay, so as soon as the waters rise a little bit, it cuts off the road and just, floods the road and cuts it off. So yeah, I mean, we need to be smart, in terms of what we're doing within our communities.
And he said something. He said, like, this has been happening since 3 years. And I feel like if this is a continuous thing that we know is happening, why can't we as human beings say, okay, we don't want this to happen next year. Let's change.
Let's do something
Let's
different.
do something different. But then it happens last year, it will happen this year, it will still happen next year. And we might still talk about it here.
Yeah. No, but last year, do you know what we were talking about? Last year we were talking about dredging of the lagoon, which hadn't been done. And it's like, why hasn't it been done? Well, it's like there's no money.
No, but it wasn't even last year. It was the beginning of this
year. It was earlier this year.
It was earlier this year. It was around February or something like that.
Well, we've been joined by the MCE for Keta, Emmanuel Gemega. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning.
Yes.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes. Now, one of the assembly members has sort of highlighted some of the challenges or the reasons for the challenges with flooding that you're experiencing in your area. I'm not sure if you can throw a bit more light on it and also help us to understand what the municipality is doing to solve the flooding challenges. So he made mention of the grading of roads, which sort of depletes the surface level and reduces the height of the road. Also mentioned the indiscriminate siting of houses, blocking of gutters and all of that in terms of the built-up space. And then, of course, there's climate change, which is more complex. So I'm not sure what it is that as an assembly, as a municipality, you're doing, to resolve some of these issues to make sure that flooding reduces.
Okay, thank you very much. Forgive me, I'm traveling, so the background, there's a little bit of noise.
That's fine.
Thank you very much. The area in question, we call that place the Soko Road.
Okay.
That is a bypass linking the local township to where we call Taya Campo.
Okay.
So that road has been there for I think the early 90s.
Okay.
It wasn't originally there. But the flooding of that area has been a 10-yearly occurrence.
Oh, I see.
So our elders will tell you that since 1910, there was flooding from the lagoon to cover all those areas. At that time, there was no such road. And then in 1920, they experienced it. And it stopped at a point until in 1963, where there was a heavier catastrophic flooding. Okay. So that actually caused authorities to think of constructing such roads to add to what was already there. You know, the Keta Township, as it is now, has only one main road.
Okay.
So especially during weekends, when there's so much funeral activity, the road gets blocked. So they decided to create that bypass. So that is what has happened. It is true that the assembly, as a local authority, has been doing its best to always grade it, sometimes reshape it. And as it stands now, it is true that we need additional gravels to raise it a little bit. That is what assembly is happening now.
Okay. So what about the issue of the indiscriminate siting of houses and other structures that seems to block waterways and disrupts the flow of water towards the sea?
Yes, we have had some old buildings lining up along the road, but of course we have some new. Those people will not seek permit, will not even come to the assembly to apply for any kind of a legal document or regularization for them. So we've been educating the public ever since. But as we speak now, I cannot say it's because of those one or two houses that are bringing up the flooding. No. You know, the Keta Lagoon itself is a deposit site, a deposit ground for a lot of inflows from the water lake through the Anyanwi area, even the Dine River that passes through across Petwe. There's a bridge at Petwe. There's a Dine River that crosses there. That passes there. Okay, I think it's an estuary, actually. So it also ends up in the Keta Lagoon.
Okay.
So as we speak now, the Keta Lagoon, the experts are saying that it's been highly filtered. A lot of sand or soil has been deposited, so that has raised the level of the water. So that is actually the situation.
But as an assembly, don't you have the capacity to dredge? Because I understand that in times past, one of the things that used to happen was regular dredging.
Yeah, so I don't think the assembly has been doing dredging. You know, it is this PRA, Water River Authority, that has been helping to dredge the Anyanwi estuary.
Okay.
There's an estuary over there.
Okay.
So they've been dredging, so water is able to pass from the water lake
into the sea.
Into the sea. But as it stands now, they've not been dredging for some years now, and therefore there's a blockade, and there's a place choke.
Okay. Would you have any sense why the Volta River Authority would have stopped the dredging? No.
I wouldn't. You know, they convene meetings for us. I mean, those municipalities that line the water lake.
Yeah.
They are joining. So we've been attending their meetings, and I think the last few meetings that we attended, they are also making efforts to return the treasure to the place. So we are only hopeful that this time around, something good will come out of that.
All right. So apart from the dredging and being hopeful, do you have any other strategies that you think can be implemented to address this issue and protect the community as a whole?
Yes, actually, the Assembly, its deliberations have agreed, or we are convinced, that what needs to be done now is to dredge a greater portion of the lagoon. Interestingly, there are some companies that have come forward with express interest in that direction. So we are referring them to the appropriate institutions of state like the EPA, Water Resources Commission, to finish their permitting and the technicalities with them. Then they can return to the Assembly, and then we take it from there.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. That's honorable.
Thank you.